Hello, welcome to Lackluster Reactions. I'm a Lackluster Reactor, today for episode 11 of Mieruko-chan. Today, well, last week we had more of the storyline of both the substitute teacher slash suspected cat killer, as well as Mieruko using up the extra lives that she's getting from the shrine deity. So we're getting close to the end, so we're building up to some kind of concluding plot. So let's continue on to see how it goes, shall we? Getting time up. And go. Kodakawa. Funimation. 98. Nice. Yeah. Oh, I don't like her. Yeah. Yeah. That goes 100% is her. Don't even have to tell. Don't even have to guess how everything ended up like this. Yeah. Yeah. So, starting off, we get backstory for him. And regardless of whether the ghost is responsible for everything or whether he is just as bad as he seems to be at the moment, it's totally understandable how things turned out that way either way. Yeah. Whether or not she ends up, someone like that becomes a ghost, things like that stick with you and don't go away easily. That might also be why he's not learning names, because he's used to being isolated from class members and is purposely not doing it not because he has a bad memory, but because of years of abuse to his mother, meaning that he would prefer not to learn their names. But either way, time to get started to see what Miko has to deal with this week. Maybe even confront the big bad itself. Thank you, Patroni. Because another reminder from last week is Hana is most likely having her aura drained by the big one, which is why she's hungrier than usual. But how is she going to solve this? Going home super early would also be a habit picked up. On the other hand, it's being used to show menace, because, again, I'm theorizing he's not actually killing cats. But that's, even though they're increasing. There you go, Miko. But still, there's the issue of solving all that without them realizing. Yeah, interesting. Ah, so she's trying to find proof of the cat killing in order to protect Hana and not just trying to react. Interesting idea. Good way to solve the problem without having to confront ghosts. I'm probably quite unusual, but that's because, well, combination of everything, but also because of the tension of this episode. Waiting for shoes to drop. Potentially other piece of clothing. Anyway, there's a cat. Time to see it. Yes. And after all the practice, she reacts. Uh, Even though she didn't react to a ghost, she's still in a tight spot. Yep. Again, he's probably not actually, and it's the ghost responsible, but still, correct response. Protecting the cat's worth it. "100% not the one responsible." As if he was actually murdering cats, he would never have done that. But that's the point of the scene, to confirm that he's not responsible. I can already see where this is going. I can already see where this is going. And it's gonna hurt. Mm, the flashback is so sweet, but I know where it's going. Also, I just noticed this, so I'd like to point out the little detail that when she speaks, you can see the tops of her teeth to make it slightly more creepy. I guess the puddle of blood was the least it could be. No, no. Fair. Fair. So they ended up with him. Yeah. Is that the same kid from earlier? Yeah, it's him. Yeah. Right. And now that we got that backstory out of the way and the origin of the dog cats, we just need to fix things. Because just knowing where they came from is not going to save Hana. It just tells you where the shadows came from. Now, Miko, it's time to fight. It's time to fight. There's no time to back up, Miko. Uh, she made her choice. She's purposely using the last one to set him free. On one hand, it was the right thing to do. On the other hand, this 100% was not for free, so she has new problems coming up soon. But yeah, Tono needed to be freed from her, both physically in the ghost sense and also mentally. So, again, sorry that I didn't comment much this episode, but on top of being a ref freak, I also tension and tense episode. Though the way they were talking, there's still a possibility that it wasn't the ghost who was responsible for killing cats. And there's actually we did see the physical person last week, so there is some actual person going around killing cats that we still need to deal with, one way or another. Whether it involves Miko or whether it's being handled by some other force, it still needs to be solved. Doesn't look like we have an after credit scene this week, so next week we see the consequences of Miko's actions. Hope it's not too bad. And it looks like season's finale. So anyway, this was another video. Hope to see you next week for the finale. And then I should probably, I'm probably also going to do a recap slash review, full season review, just like I did for the different arcs of Higurashi. But I'll worry about that next week. So, see you then.